Welcome to the Mountain Magnolia Show, where your host, Mary Noble Braden, will introduce you to Swannanoa Valley's most interesting and most iconic individuals.
Let's give 'em something to talk about.
Hello to all you wonderful listeners out there. This is Mary Noble Braden on the Mountain Magnolia Radio Show. I just want to thank each and every one of you for listening to the show and remind y'all our focus here is to reveal the heart and soul of our beautiful community here in Western North Carolina. As y'all know, every week I love to share a quote or just a Magnolia moment that opens our hearts. And I found a great quote actually in yoga today. So thank you, Michelle Brigante. She was on the show earlier for sharing this beautiful quote. It says, "Between stimulus and response, there's a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." And this quote is widely attributed to Viktor Frankl, though its exact origin is uncertain. So thank you, Viktor Frankl, for helping us show that space is our power to choose our response. All right, well, guys, I'm so excited about today's guest. This is something dear to my heart, and I want to introduce to you guys Rich Caisse. Rich, thank you so much. Did I say everything right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks. Rich is, he's the EC teacher at Owen High School, and also he is the wrestling coach at Owen High School. And today we're gonna just talk all about what you do and
Right on.
how you have really gotten these kids to do some wonderful things too, which is they're so excited about wrestling. And so I can't wait to dive into that. I do have my daughter's boyfriend is on the wrestling team, and I've been able to really see how it's made a difference in his life and how excited he is. So when I found out you were having a fundraiser, I was like, come on the show and let's let people hear your story.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you. Like I said, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, so tell people how did you get to Western North Carolina?
So back in, showing my age a little bit, but back in 1999, I took a trip to Appalachian State. It was a recruiting visit. I was interested in wrestling in college. Graduated high school from Fayetteville. I had never seen the mountains and immediately fell in love. Wrestled there competitively until 2004 and graduated after 5 years. Tried to stay as long as I could. Met my wife there. She was a few years behind me, so I waited as long as I could in Boone.
As long as you could.
Yeah, I mean, we really tried to stay and make a living, but it was hard.
Oh, yeah.
The job market was pretty saturated with educated people, and so we had a brief hiatus from the mountains, moved to Florida, and then we were there, in and out. My wife ended up getting her master's in Florida State, and so we immediately after moved back to Western North Carolina. I think that was in 2011.
Wow.
And then kind of stayed in Buncombe County since.
And so y'all both teach?
She is a licensed clinical social worker.
Okay.
LCSW.
Yeah.
So teacher and social worker were just kind of destined for poverty.
Well, you both, I can tell, have a beautiful heart because, I have seen it firsthand how much the wrestlers respect you. And it's funny, Kaiser, well, he'll share some stories with me and just about your family. And I can tell that you're willing to share with these boys, and that really makes a great person. The children today need to have experiences where people are rooting for them, and they know they have somebody to be like. And so when the boys talk about you, I feel like they really respect you and want to be like you.
It's flattering and great to hear. I think there are times they're hard workers. Not only on the mat in the classroom. The cleanup effort from Helene, they've helped tremendously with debris cleanup, wood chipping, stump removal. They've done work on our road, at my property, and they're given the opportunity, to put their hands at work. They've really stepped up, and so our relationship is beyond the mat, beyond the classroom, and I think that I don't see them really. Who knows what the future has for them, but they seem like this is where their heart is in this community, and they may be here for the rest of their life.
Yeah, who knows? Well, let's step back just a little bit before we talk about the wrestling team too. So you are an EC teacher at Owen right now. So you work with exceptional children, another heartstring.
Yeah.
And you're also the wrestling coach for the high school. So gosh, you get to be around a lot of different energies during the day, don't you?
Right, and the EC part of it, it's challenging, but like you said, it's rewarding. I case manage 17 different kids, so I get to see those kids, their families, from their freshman year to their senior year, so through graduation, and along the way, we're trying to make it really empower them and give them the tools to not only level the playing field, but to help them feel successful in the classroom. And some of those kids that I don't always get to see them in the classroom, but I get reports from their teachers, and some of them are just bring joy to the class, and they add they add a different element.
Yeah, and it's so nice that our world is able to see that now. I know for a long time it wasn't that way, and it's such a beautiful thing to be able to wrap our arms around these children and really notice how much beauty and love they bring into our world.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thank you for showing up for these beautiful children.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, so gosh, I already feel the heart and soul of our community just seeping through, guys. But I want to talk about the Owen wrestling team, because right now, not all sports are being funded by Buncombe County. Am I correct about that?
It may be school by school, and it's just I think it may be just athletics in general is it's a struggle.
Yeah, and
financially speaking.
Right. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the wrestling team and what they're doing, actually a campaign, and the campaign is Owen High School Wrestling 2025, and it's going to be on my Facebook page. So if this moves you guys, please go to Mountain Magnolia's Facebook page and donate, whether it's $20, $40, as much as you want, because these kids are getting out there and really putting all they can into their sport and having fun and making a difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you for plugging that. We do have to, fundraise for uniforms, for singlets. And we're very fortunate that we have what we have. But you have to fundraise in this sport. And like just for our mats, for instance, I think have been around since the 90s. But we're grateful when we roll them out and get to compete.
Yeah.
But that's something, on the back burner that we know we're going to have to, and there's a big price tag with that, but that's something we're going to have to purchase down the road. So everything helps, for sure.
Well, these, our next generation, you are clearly putting energy into a lot of the kids, whether it be the EC or the wrestling. And so you clearly see how important it is to really focus on giving children attention, love, and just our time, because we're in a busy world right now, and it's easy to be like, yep, I'll do that later,
Sure.
But so I want to talk a little bit about the wrestling team. Tell us how many boys are on the wrestling team, and when you guys are going to start practicing and also getting out there and having tournaments.
Our roster size is around 25, but we have 2 girls that are on the roster as well.
Oh, really?
So we do have, and there has been an effort to separate so that girls are competing with just girls and boys with just boys, and I think that's been, most people are very supportive of that. Once we get into high school, and it's I don't think it's good optics having boys compete against girls.
Right, that's not. Yeah.
And so you have to have at least 2 girls on your roster to be counted as a team. And so right now we technically have a boys separate team and a girls. We practice together on the same mat space, but typically we're completely separated as far as who's wrestling who. But this is only my second year, and I'm hoping to grow that roster size for sure. Wrestling is a challenging sport just because of, there's weekend commitments when, most teams, they play during the week and they have Saturday, Sunday off. Saturday is a big tournament day, and so that's a turnoff to a lot of kids. And it's such a challenge physically. You're out there by yourself. There's a lot of emotion with that. You're under the light, and it's just you and another wrestler, and so everybody can see that it's all on you. If you lose, there's nobody to blame but yourself.
Yeah, you're right.
But there are others that kind of thrive in that. They know that it is a team sport, but it's all based on that individual effort. And so that's hard to sell unless you can see it and really kind of get into that whole idea of, I'm contributing to something bigger, but it's all like what I've put in, I get to showcase by myself on the mat.
Yeah, you're right.
And we love that. And we love when people buy in and they can see, real time progress. They may be out of shape at the beginning of the year and lose matches just because of conditioning and working, intelligently on conditioning and skill building, how much better they can grow, even against the same opponent. They may lose at the beginning of the year and find themselves, really handling the guy or girl the next time they wrestle.
Yeah, it is such a sport too. Like, it's not all about your strength all the time. I've watched that. I mean, there can be some really strong people, but it's how you move. Like one small little move that's not right can
Yes.
put you down, and you've got to really be methodical about it, and how quickly you can either win or lose.
Right. And man, just thinking back to that last year, we started our season in the shadow of Helene. September 27th, it's crazy to think it's almost a year has passed since, but we were out of school from last year, September 27th to, I think, October 24th. I think we were out for almost the entire month.
Oh, yeah.
And our season starts at the end of October. So really, my first year at Owen, I'm there for a month, we're out of school, and then I'm thinking about how trivial some of those extracurricular activities are in our life when you don't have a house. You have food insecurity. But then I quickly realized that it was a good distraction for some people. They wanted to get back to normalcy. Some of them were very passionate about just wrestling in general, and it was a nice break from maybe struggles they've had at home. And so I felt a little torn, but as we progressed in the season, it felt rewarding that, number one, we were able to continue with our life, and number two, some of them that is their identity, and we were able to at least preserve their entire season. Those fall sports, football and cross country and soccer, they lost a significant part of their year.
Yeah, they did. Well, tell me a little bit about the wrestling team. You said there's 25 players, and there's 2 girls, and the rest are boys.
Right, and the girls have 12 weight classes, and boys have 14.
Okay.
So of the 25 boys we have on our roster, they battle each other out for starting positions, starting weight classes.
So they'll go against each other.
Right. What we call wrestle-offs.
Yeah.
But really, that's an advantage of a sport like this, like wrestling, cross country. If you win or you're faster, it's obvious. That takes the subjectivity out.
Yeah.
And you kind of.
There's no in between in this sport. Like, it's basically, if you're on volleyball or maybe you're playing doubles tennis, like there's no in between. You're either gonna win or you're not, and you have to be okay with that. Right.
Absolutely. And if anybody's out there listening and thinking about wrestling and you're in high school at Owen, we would love to have you. Even though we've got 25 guys, some of the weight classes are still hard to fill. Like, we've got our lightest weight is 106, and it's hard to find a high schooler that's 106 pounds.
Yeah.
And with the girls, it's 100. So.
And let's talk a little bit about the camaraderie, because you have to focus so much on whether you're going to win your match. The connection and just how I see it when I've gone to a wrestling match, and when I hear Kaiser and Bryson talking about it, everyone really supports each other, whether they win or not, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's the great. From a coach, when you see your team kind of buy in and the camaraderie's there, we talked about this earlier, like that individual aspect. You have your team still on the sidelines, really supporting, shouting words of encouragement, even offering advice tactically while you're on the mat. And everything you do, if you win, that helps the team. If you lose but you don't get pinned, you're helping the team. And so each individual performance, and the guys and the girls, they know that when they're out there. They know how their performance is going to affect the outcome. And, it's competition. We want to get our hand raised, and we want to win as a team. And I can't recall the last time we've made the playoffs at Owen. But that's, hopefully that'll take care of itself. But that's that's one of our goals.
Yeah.
Is kind of winning the conference, making the playoffs, and just like any team that's competitive. But that camaraderie, like you said, definitely helps when you are in it, and thinking about the bigger picture and how you're kind of a family. It makes you give that extra, effort.
It does.
And those guys break it down every day at practice, and I've not instructed them on what to say when they break it down, but family is how we break it down every day. So that's their chant when we bring it in and break it down, and I think they live that, and that's a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah, and it is just to be able to watch them, and how it excites them to support each other and see them win or lose. And so this year I'm going to put my prayers out that Owen is going to have a record year.
Right on.
Which will be good.
I appreciate that.
And what, besides this fundraiser, which is a great cause, guys, again, and it's going to be on my Facebook page for the Owen wrestling team, what other support does Owen High School wrestling team need?
Definitely fans in the stands. When we have about 4 or 5 home events. We're trying to host a big dual tournament in January, but having fans in the stands and that sort of support is huge, because when you're excited and you got the home crowd, and just walking through the halls, and somebody who had no idea what wrestling is about, who saw your performance as an athlete, that's huge. Or a teacher, or even in the community, that you meet somebody who went to a wrestling match and they had a good time and they were, kind of captivated by what was happening. That's awesome. And we're going to have a really good team. But I've set up some tough matches. Like for our first match at home, we're going to be wrestling Inca and St. Stephen's. Both teams have won the North Carolina State Championships. In the last 5 years, both of them have won it 1 or more times.
Wow.
And so they have, very, very strong tradition. And that's something that we may go into that event and get beat up, but it's going to be something that I think our guys and girls are going to take away from. They're going to see, no matter what happens, they're going to see, a couple of programs that we're kind of striving to be like.
Yeah, which is great. I know my husband continues to tell Kaiser, he's like, all right, it's time to learn to stretch, do some yoga, really stretch this year and breathe. So
Right.
If you're looking for somebody to come in and help with that, reach out after the show.
Okay.
I mean, it might not be a bad idea.
No, I think I think some of the wrestlers that are performing at the highest level would definitely say incorporating that kind of routine yoga
with your breath.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I met Rich just kind of on the whim when you guys came over and cut wood, and I'm so glad that I did. Mm-hmm. Your heart really is amazing. You are the heart and soul of our community. I can see just how much you offer to these kids. So thank you for being a wonderful person that really spreads your love towards kids, and it's so important today. It really is one of the dearest things to my heart is our next generation.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I happen to have 2 of those too, so it's easy to be dear to my heart because I have those children. So
right on.
Well, I just want to thank you for coming today. But before I ask you the closing question, is there anything else you would like to share?
No, I mean, other than thank you for having me. I just ask that, if you're interested in supporting us, definitely feel free to give. But also, if you're curious about what a wrestling match really looks like, there's no wrestling ring. There's no top ropes and turnbuckles and elbow drops. But you will see, kids getting after it and having fun and a cool environment. So I'd encourage you to try to check out a wrestling match for sure.
Yeah, I'll make sure I put up the schedule
Okay,
as well on
thank
Facebook. So, well, let's see. Our closing question is: we asked our guests to share one thing with the audience that has changed their life for the better.
Thank you. I have thought about this, and I definitely just being introduced to the sport of wrestling. I know that we've been talking about that. That has been the biggest impact on my life as far as an extracurricular activity. It's something that I grew up doing it and fell in love with it. I wrestled in college, and I've had the honor and privilege of coaching for the last 21 years at the high school level, and it has definitely shaped me, and it's made me come in contact with some amazing people. And here I am talking to an amazing person on a radio program, and that definitely feel blessed to be here, and how my journey has led me into this space here.
Yeah. Well, it goes both ways, which it's so nice to be in a place in our life where you can see all the beauty of the hard work, or even our age, where you're like, wow, that's really were some amazing times, or there's going to be some amazing times ahead. So
right on.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the Mountain Magnolia Show, and I cannot wait to see what this year's wrestling tournaments look like, and I'm really going to say some big prayers for some championships out there.
On. Yes,
it's going to be great. I just want to remind you guys to check us out on Facebook, the Mountain Magnolia Facebook page and Instagram, and I will post the fundraiser as well as the wrestling schedule. So, Rich, appreciate you so much, and I hope to have you on the show after the championship.
Good, yes. That would be awesome.
All right, guys, have a wonderful day, and until next time, this is Mary Noble Braden at the Mountain Magnolia Show.
Thank you for joining us for Mountain Magnolias with your hosts, Mary Noble Braden. Join us next time for more interesting stories from the Swannanoa's most interesting people as we give you something to talk about. Mountain Magnolias is a production of Noble & Company Realty in Black Mountain. For more information, please call them at 828-357-5243. 828-357-5243.